We've got Kate, the president of the So Cal Chapter of the Steamship Historical Society.
Yes.
And what brings you on here today for?
Well, I wanted to come and meet some of the SS United States people, and obviously I'm also on the board of QMI.
Right.
So I just wanted to get a chance to get together with some ship people. It's been we haven't been doing a lot in person for the last 3 years, so it's and any excuse to be on the Queen Mary.
Any excuse, exactly. Right. Oh my gosh.
So the question would be, in this 3 years, Stephen and I have discussed this. What was it like for you to see everything going on for 3 years? Is the Queen Mary coming back? Is it not coming back? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard. So I live right across the harbor, and we have a view of the Queen Mary, so we could, see it the whole time. And so we used to walk over here a lot while it was closed and just kind of check stuff out, see what was going on. And yeah, there was a lot of anxiety for a long time. Just there was so much uncertainty because it was closed for over 3 years. Well, about 3 years. But yeah, there was there were definitely times when I thought it might not come back, like we might never get back on board, and that was really hard because I love the Queen Mary, and it's a big part of our lives. And
so that being said, how does it feel to be back and on board and things like that?
It's amazing to be back. It's been looking forward to this for so long. It's been really fun to get back and see some of the improvements that have been made. We've stayed on board one time, and yeah, it's been such a relief to see it coming back and to see that people are still interested and excited about it. I've met a lot of new ship people recently, and that's been fun. And then I know they had a 4th of July event a few days ago, and that was sold out. So I was really excited that people...
I watched the fireworks from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Now this time around, the city of Long Beach has ownership. Okay, so we don't have somebody outside there, holding the ticket.
They have ownership, which they've always had.
Right.
But now they have overall control of the ship because, since 1980, it's been a long-term lease arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
And so whoever held the lease basically had control of the ship. And so for Long Beach to now regain that control, I think it's been the best thing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really positive about that because I know there was always kind of, a little bit of tension there between like the city and whoever was operating the ship. So yeah, I think that the people of the city have a good vision for what they want the ship to be, and I'm really hopeful for to see how they're going to implement that.
And it's getting not just so many of the vacationers, but it's getting the community back.
Yeah, right? And that's like something I'm really personally concerned about because I'm a Long Beach resident, and I've often felt that there's kind of a disconnect between the community and the ship, and that a lot of people who live in Long Beach see it as like a tourist attraction or like a place where people have weddings, but it's not really part of the community. It's not really a place they just
like
go.
Like a backdrop.
Yeah, like they don't really go there to like hang out, get a drink, go to dinner, something like that. And I really think that it should be. Right. And like before it was closed, like I used to come over a lot just to come to the bar, to go to Sir Winston's. Like even we would get coffee at the Starbucks and just walk around. And I wish more people would do that. And I think that the new management team is focused on that.
Yes.
And they really have good ideas about getting the community more involved. I know they had like a free local day a couple weeks ago.
I was here for that.
Yeah.
Great.
Huge turnout.
Yeah.
Really, really good. General Manager Steve.
Steve Coloca.
Keeps talking about wanting to keep the history. The history. There's the ghost thing. Okay, there's that. And we've talked to some that have said, you know what, do we have to do the ghost thing? Or should there be a balance? What do you think?
I'm not personally very big on the ghost thing.
Not to put you on the spot here. But, that is the conversation. People we understand that Octoberfest is coming back for the next 3 years.
Yep.
But they don't necessarily want anything like people running around on the ship. Correct?
Yes. So, I mean, in terms of the ghost thing, I personally am not that into it, but I understand that a lot of people like that, and that does bring people and money to the ship. And so, to that extent, I understand that. And if it gets people here, that's great. Yeah, I know Dark Harbor, they used to do like mazes and stuff on the ship. And I know it's Octoberfest, it's all just on the pier. And I think that's good because, it made me nervous having all these people, and they had some like pyrotechnic stuff and stuff that made me nervous. So yeah, I'm glad that it's there's still people coming, but it's like not on the ship.
Now, have you spent like 2-3 days and nights here? I mean, like you've spent the weekend here, or have you stayed here?
I've stayed on board. Usually we just come for like a day because we live so close. But yeah, it's great to stay on board. It's an amazing experience. I like to tell people it's kind of more like staying at a museum than at a hotel.
Awesome. You get to stay at a museum.
Yeah, because
like the movie A Night at the Museum.
All right, so tell us about what you're a part of a chapter. You're president of a chapter. Is that correct? Or?
Yes. So I am the president of the So Cal Chapter of the Steamship Historical Society of America.
Tell us about all that. Wow, that sounds awesome.
It's a little bit of a long name, but so the Steamship Historical Society of America is an organization that is based in Rhode Island, and our mission is to preserve history and educate people about maritime history and the people who were involved in it.
And you get a lot of people, and there's still people that are just all excited about the history of ships and ocean liners.
Absolutely. So that's our main mission, and then there's local chapters throughout the country, and so there's one based here in SoCal, actually on the Queen Mary. We have an office here, and
you have an office here.
Yep, we do.
That's fantastic.
And we used to always have our meetings on board, but with COVID, everything was on Zoom.
That is great.
Yep. But August 5th, we're gonna have our first in-person meeting in the last 3 years on board. So really excited about that and getting everyone back together. But yeah, so anyone who's interested.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you join? How do you become part?
Okay, so for national, if you just go to the website, you can sign up for the national organization. I think it's like $55 a year or something for the lowest level, so it's very easy to join. And then for the local chapter, if you go to our Facebook page, there's information about how to join, and it's $20 a year. So it's almost nothing. And we have for the chapter, we have 4 quarterly meetings a year, and they're going to be we're planning to do them all in person again going forward. We have a speaker usually who will discuss some aspect of maritime history.
And that will take place on the ship?
Yep. We're going to be having our meeting.
That's what they need to bring back, Stephen. They need to bring those events back. I agree. I mean, what are your thoughts on I know you've seen the Titanic Museum, they go around. What are your thoughts on getting that back for a while? I mean, is that a good idea to bring the Titanic exhibit here to the Queen Mary? It was here at one time, correct?
Yeah, I think there have been a couple. I went to one in like 1996 or something, like a really long time ago.
Would you like to see that come back maybe? Or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people are interested in the Titanic.
Yes, absolutely.
They kind of a lot of people get into ships that way.
Yeah.
So, it's a great entry point.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would definitely be a draw. So, yeah, I think it would be a good idea to get that back again.
That is really neat. And it's really neat to know she has an office. You need an office here, buddy.
I used to have an office a long time ago.
Your favorite part of the Queen Mary, the ship? You board it. You got to go see it. What is your favorite part when you come?
That's really hard.
I mean, there's probably so many things, but when you come here, it's like, oh, I got to walk in the ballroom, or I've got to walk in the observation or bar.
Probably the bar where we are now. This is probably my favorite part because it has so much cool paneling and history, and I like that it's still like a fun place, and there's lots of people around, so it still has a lot of really good energy.
Yes, and no TV.
I know. I'm very glad that they got rid of the TV.
Now you have to communicate and talk to one another. Well,
Kate, thank you very
yeah,
much for
thank
joining
you.
us today.
Gosh,
Yeah.
a pleasure.
And,
Awesome.
Thank you so much for
Oh,
having
you're
me.
welcome. You're welcome. All the best.